me today, I would love to work with you for your facility, home, center, or ministry. Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Mrs. E. Welcome to the EQ Kids crew. As a first grade teacher, I see the importance of kids knowing their emotions on a daily basis. Children can be very emotional and have a strong emotional response to things they see, hear, or do, and they might not know what to do with those big feelings. This can lead to tantrums, hitting, bullying, and a whole host of other problem behaviors. That's why it's important for adults to have a good understanding of their child's emotional needs and how to help them respond in healthy and safe ways. What's even more important is how adults model managing their emotions for their kids. With the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids, adults and children will get to learn more about themselves and each other's emotions. Don't worry, emotions can be fun. I can't wait to introduce you to my class. They love our special EQ time and helping other kids learn about their emotions too. Oh, it's time for class! Stick around for the next video to learn how to play the game, the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids.
Hello. I am so excited for this opportunity to speak with you. I want to be here just for a few moments. If you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Melody McGuire. I'm a National Accreditation Specialist and the founder of the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time, also known as ECE Circle Time. And I am so excited that I get an opportunity to speak with you about our word for the year. Yes, we have a word for the year, and our word for the year is amplify. I'm going to be talking to you about that word, talking to you about how I feel about it, and just sharing with you more information about the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time, and letting you know how important that the work that early childhood educators and child care providers is important. The work that we're providing for children, families, and our local community. So thank you for being here and joining me in this series, speaking about mastering national accreditation, but also that journey that we are able to provide for child care programs all around the world. Yes, all around the world. I'm just a little bit stoked. I was just telling some of our friends on Instagram, specifically one program that is in another country, they were the winner of our giveaway. Today, January 14th, marks 2 years as the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time having a club on the Clubhouse app. That's where it all started. And so I'm going to share more with you, and we're going to go ahead and begin. But first, I had to do something. I'm an early childhood educator. By nature, it's been in me all my life. And also, I love what I do. And one of the things I get to do is sing to children when we're having our circle time. And because of this platform is specifically for adults with children in mind, I know that you wouldn't mind me singing to you just like you sing to the children and welcoming you in. Okay? You right? That's okay? Okay. Well, let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn this music on up just a little bit because this is how we start our circle times on that Clubhouse app with a song. Yeah, with the song. And I have been singing this song for 2 years. And today, for the first time, for many of you, you're going to hear this song too. Yes, our favorite song. They love for me to sing it, and I'm going to sing it. If you let me wet my whistle. Let's go. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Now we sing that song because when we have our circle time meetings with the children, it's almost like an icebreaker. And so that's my icebreaker that I have with adults too. And I had my icebreaker song with you. Now, our word for this year, our word ties into our mission, and our word for this year is to amplify. That is our word for this year. I'm going to go ahead and put it on up so that you can see this word. Now, when I talk about these words to children, I always break the words down. I understand that children learn in a variety of ways. You have children that are kinesthetic learners, they need to be moving. You have children as the same as with adults that we're auditory. You can tell it to us one time and we got it. So as an early childhood educator, one important skill set that we have to have is adaptability. When we're in the classroom, when we're working with the children, we have to be able to adapt to ensuring that all children's needs are being met. So our word for this year is amplify. Now we're going to break this word down. When I taught the word to the children, we would clap it, we would snap it, we would nod it. And that is my expectation from you too. So amplify. I'm going to give you an example. Amplify. Ready? Okay. Now let's go. Amplify. Let's clap it. Amplify. Let's snap it. Amplify. Let's nod it. Amplify. Yes, again. That is our word. And as you see, it means to increase the volume of sound, especially using an amplifier. And since that's our charge word, I'm going to have to go ahead and be honest with you. I need to be the first partaker in sharing with that word and making sure that I'm also an amplifier of everything about early childhood education, everything amplifying about childcare, amplifying about the early childhood educator circle time, and definitely amplifying the reason to which we exist. And that is to ensure that the children, the families, and the communities that we serve are better. Now, when I talk about the ECE Circle Time, my journey on how we got here to this point to where we are serving programs, not just locally, but internationally, is that I had to look within myself to see exactly how I am serving this community. There were a lot of different journeys that I had, things that I accepted and things that I should have rejected. But one thing that I know that as I began to hone in and say I'm going to amplify what I'm doing, I began to magnify and say, hey, zoom in and make this bigger. Zoom in and make these changes to the program. Zoom in and get me a coach. Zoom in and put money into what I need to put in so that not only I can be better, the program can be better, but those who receive services from me are also better. When we're looking at amplification, we have to make it bigger. And I know for us as an industry, that early childhood education and childcare is often looked over. People don't always take seriously early childhood development. They don't take seriously the need to ensure that there are quality staff people in their program, taking seriously continuing education. So amplifying for me this year is making sure that I'm doing my best, that I'm showing up and I'm helping others to show up and do their best too. Today, when we gave away our services, the book that I read for us this morning was It's in You. I shared this book because I was able to meet the author on the Clubhouse app. She came into the room. We talked about the room, but this book is just important. You know, this book might look like books that are favorite in your house. Listen, my daughter, she wrote her name on this book because to her, it's her book. Well, I understand and I respect that because she's attached to something that has been poured into her that's making her feel better every day about herself and the person, the human that she's becoming. So yes, our word for this year is to amplify. Now, a few things I want to talk to you about, even with amplifying and becoming a master accreditation specialist, is one, I had to know and believe that, hey, Melody, you can do this. You are called to make sure that programs and other professionals and other adults around you are becoming the best that they can. And so I want you to know that even if you're watching this video and you're not an early childhood educator, there's something that's within your heart that you're able to produce, that you're able to talk about, something that you're passionate and something that you love. That is God-given. So you're destined for it. Another thing that I've always shared, and you'll see on the website, is that you are capable of great things. And so I'm going back and forth because I want the other friends that are also on this different app to know, just the same as with you, that you're capable of great things. Becoming nationally accredited is not easy. Less than 10% of childcare programs locally in the US and internationally are accredited. And so for some of you, you may be saying, well, what is national accreditation? National accreditation is a voluntary, and I mean voluntary, program or process that a institution or early childhood education center goes through, where there are other professionals that come in and assess their programs, look at what they're doing. I mean, down to the fact of how they enroll a child into their program. Not only just with that national accreditation, looking at how children are enrolled, but also looking at teacher education, looking at the food program, looking at the playground. Yes, programs that you may be known or go to, they don't have to be nationally accredited. It's not a requirement. Having national accreditation is not a requirement. And I share all the time, high quality programs, there are high quality programs that are not nationally accredited, but nationally accredited programs are high quality. So you don't have to do it, but what it does when you do earn that status, when you do earn that credential, says that you're not just serving children, you're helping them to get to their highest level. Not only are you helping them to get to their highest level, you have joined an organization that's holding you to the standards. And not only just holding you to those standards, but have positioned you in a way to help you increase your standards. And that is what we mainly do here at ECE Circle Time, is help programs to not only just raise their standards, but increase their standards. Now, back to our word for this year, Amplify. I want us to make sure that, one, again, that we're being an amplifier for early childhood education and in our industry, not afraid to speak up and say what is right for children. Every early childhood educator and childcare provider across the country, we're mandated reporters. That's one thing that national accreditation looks into, and want to make sure that we're being a voice for the voiceless. As an early childhood educator, we have to make sure that when we are serving children, we don't just say, oh, I didn't see that, or oh, I didn't know, but we take responsibility and accountability for what we do. Being an amplifier for early childhood education is standing up and saying what is right, even speaking to your colleagues or putting yourself in position to be a leader. You don't have to have a title to be a leader. As I talk about with mastering accreditation, how I've got to this point in my career, and it has been challenging. It has been challenging. I have served in every position except for an owner. Every position except for an owner. I started out as a volunteer. I worked as a substitute, from an assistant teacher to a lead teacher to a master teacher to assistant director to a program, a project director to center director to executive director, licensing consultant, and also working for the state, being paid as a quality advisor and a coach, where I help programs to earn or maintain their national accreditation. So I say this not just from an experience, that it has not always been easy, but in this journey, in my matriculation from coming from being on the outside of this industry to the inside of this industry, and working to not only just help this industry, but being a servant leader. Being in this current position has offered lots of opportunities, but it has also put me in position to where I have to also look within and see those spots that I'm not aware of in our industry. And I'm aware of a lot, but the thing that we have to always be aware of is, one, where are we in our position and how we are serving ourselves to the greatest good, to help others and everyone around us to be served to their greatest good. So we have to be an amplifier for our industry, to talk about the great things and to also talk about those things that might not feel good. But if we don't talk about those things and we don't feel good, such as programs when they don't hire childcare coaches, when they don't have their systems in place, where it puts them in position to not only just fail themselves and fail a community. And I am speaking that also from personally and professionally. In order to ensure that children and families and the communities are doing the best that they can, we as early childhood educators and child care providers in this industry have to amplify what's going on, speak up, and also be examples. I told you about talking about the benefits of early childhood education and continuing education and professional development. We have to develop. We have to be okay with not knowing. When I came into the ECE, onto Clubhouse, and realizing that there were a lot of people who are serving children that don't know about national accreditation, I had to make sure that I began to talk about it. Those things that we will begin to talk about, the things that we are able to be passionate about and share, not only does it pull you out, but it helps to pull others out. And there's a benefit with continuing and pressing forward in hiring coaches, and not only just hiring coaches, but also being able to be mentored, as we have been able to help programs earn their national accreditation status in less than 6 months. That has come with being open, that has come with challenges in between, but they've done it, and they've done it in less time. And that's how we can all move. And in all of our professional development, we can move expeditiously and with less time when we are talking and when we're speaking and when we're helping others get to a place that they aren't. Now, I share that our signature program is about and really for the children. And we do that through nationally accredited programs. We do that in helping centers to join other organizations that are represented locally, nationally, and globally, saying that children deserve the best and that we can give the best. And these are our standards, and this is what we do. National accreditation is something that allows all of us to come together. There are some state rules that really are just applicable to that state. There are some city rules that are just really applicable to that city. Not everything is going to mesh for everybody, but national accreditation bodies that I've been able to observe and glean from over the years have a consistency in which it would benefit everybody. So we're going to take a small break right here. Y'all, I'm just so excited and so thankful about this opportunity to serve. When I think about everything that we have been able to accomplish with ECE Circle Time and everything that we're going to do, I just get excited. I really do. I just get excited.
This is the Tony Box, a magical little speaker for kids. And this is a Tony. Tonys are filled with stories and songs that come to life when you place one on the box. She loves it because she can use it all on her own. I love it because it entertains for hours without a screen. Together, we've been building up a collection of all her favorite characters. Every Tony is a different adventure and a new world for her to explore. Listen as the magic comes to life.
This is LJ Henderson, the gem of STEM. I'm just a girl educating the multitudes. It's about the necessity of early exposure of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Today, we had our ribbon cutting celebration to celebrate 1 year in business at the Little STEM Academy, and it's also our product launch. So we're taking STEM to homes and to schools throughout the country. We have 4 lab kits available. We have human anatomy, chemical reaction, frog dissection, and of course, mathematics. All of those can be found on our website at littlestemacademy.com. Just click on lab kits. And if you want to bring STEM home for Christmas, you can also click that same link. And if you would like for the Little STEM Academy, me or some of my teammates to actually come to your school and play with your kids and do experiments, we have opportunities for that as well. So just reach out to us. You can call us at 1-800-495-STEM. Again, that's 1-800-STEM. Another way of saying that is 7836. Thank you so much for helping me take this education thing to the next level with STEM.
Hey, everybody. While we were on that brief break, I was just talking to the friends who are live here with me on Instagram. Today, again, as I was just sharing, and for those who are catching in, if you're on the live, my name is Melody McGuire. I am a National Accreditation Specialist and the founder for the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time. On today, we celebrated being a club on the Clubhouse app for 2 years. The Clubhouse app is a social audio app, and how I ended up on the Clubhouse app was through just kind of networking on Facebook. There was a lady who I met, and she was sharing about what she calls smingling. That's networking and mingling, putting yourself in position to talk to and meet with other people. Okay, and so with this book that she has, and I'll go back at some point and I'll put a link to get that book. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to plan to invite her onto the platform. So with smingling and with networking, I'll tell you from my experience, when I started networking in this industry, getting to know people, that was when I was serving as an executive director for an organization. And so that was one of my first times working for an organization in a capacity to where I really had to position myself to speak to people. Normally throughout the course of my career, I was in positions to where I spoke to people, and these were people that were directly in the center. But communicating and sharing the story about early childhood education when it comes to meeting representatives, meeting investors, that was something that I had not done before. And I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. However, my focus is always to and towards those who are working directly with children. And so with this book, when we talk about networking, I looked at or went into it with the thought process of reaching up, reaching up in a way of getting to know new people so that they can give. But as I've learned in that position, networking and amplifying your story, talking about your story, it's more where we need to network out, where there's a passion, there's something that's within you. You need to find those who you can lock arms with, who you can work in unity with, who will have the same mission and alignment with you. And so that's a part of what I'm able to do with ECE Circle Time. I'm able to not only just reach up and amplify the story about early childhood education and childcare and about what ECE Circle Time is doing, but I'm also able to lock up with those who are within this industry that want to stand up and stand out, that want to take their business to another level. In childcare, especially with working with young children, we have lots of different stories. People who work specifically in daycare um, child care centers, preschools, they're often overlooked. One of the things and the reasons why I say that we're often overlooked is because there is not a set standard in which we all operate. There's not a set standard that says, and of course, that's different with a code of ethics. We do have that. A code of ethics looks at who in this field has the influence and what they should be doing. And so for a number of years, we all have looked to the NACCE Code of Ethics. NACCE stands for the National Association for the Education of Young Children. And I'll be talking more about different programs, but for the short of time that I have with you, when it comes to serving the current position that I'm in with the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time, I'm able to reach out, and then also pull up. I don't want to say reach down, because for me, no one, not even a child, is beneath me. Now I'm going to say that again. I don't say reach down, because no one, in my eyes, in my professional and my personal life experience, there's no one that's beneath me, regardless of how they may treat me, regardless of what they may say. In amplification and having a positive attitude about myself, knowing that what I'm doing is important and changing, there are some things and activities and situations that are beneath me. One thing that's beneath me is saying I'm okay with child abuse. That's not okay. One thing that is beneath me is not allowing a child to have a voice. That's not okay. One thing that's beneath me, that's down, is disrespecting a child and causing unnecessary trauma. Regardless, there's always going to be something or a situation that happens in our lives that will affect us. But as an early childhood educator and a child care provider, yes, I do not look down at people, but situations are beneath me. And serving as a national accreditation specialist allows me to say, hey, these are some things that we should be doing for all children. All children should have access to high quality education. And we get to, with the national accreditation bodies that we're helping people with, display and share and help them come to what would be considered high quality. So y'all, today I just wanted to get on and just talk about what we're doing, how we're doing it. I'm just really full. I'm just really, really full. Excuse me. But I'm just excited. I am going to position myself to share more and talk more, which is wonderful, on how our second celebration this year, we were able to give away and offer a $50,000 value in helping programs to become nationally accredited. And I'm also excited that this year, we're going to be helping a program that's in another country to also earn national accreditation. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And I'm so full. I'm really, really full. And I'm going to continue to amplify about the benefits of early childhood education. I'm going to continue to amplify the benefits about becoming a nationally accredited program. I'm going to make sure that I'm amplifying those things that within me and the things that I see that within others are adding benefits, are adding value, that we're all able to learn from one another and to just increase the livelihood, the goodness of a child's experience before they get to elementary school. So I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I'm just appreciative of how we have been able to serve in less than 7 months, really focusing into the ECE Circle Time AMP network. The AMP stands for Accreditation Manifestation Plan, being able to talk about our program. And I'm going to show you. You'll still be able to hear me, but I'm going to just come off the screen for a moment and show you more about what we are doing. show up for people, to show up for children, to show up for the families in our communities. And so I'm so thankful that we've had this time to share. I'm thankful for those of you on Instagram who've been watching, and those of you who are watching on the various platforms. Thank you so much for allowing